How's it kicking? YouTube War Deck 6 War Card Games here, bringing you a new Fun with Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro. Today we're going to be doing the Destiny Heroes, the new Destiny Heroes that are going to be released soon. I don't know if it's going to be Invasion of Venom or some kind of peripheral pack. But yeah, we got 4 new ones. We got Drill Guy, we got Decision Guy, we got Dystopia Guy, and we got Dynamite Guy. Out of all of them, I feel like the best one is probably Decision Guy, mainly because he's the only one that can actually help you maintain advantage. Along with Drill Guy, I'd say it's an even tie between these two. They definitely help out with the Xyzs plays and, you know, helping out with those synchro plays, because you can obviously, you know, use red resonator into Drill Guy, into Malicious, and then just go off from there. Another really good tech card in this deck was Ultimaya Tzolkin, who can also help maintain advantage by getting big synchro dragons from the deck, you know, and plus you have plenty of set fodder in your hand to do so. Dark Arm Dragon, obviously, you know, you need to harken back to those good old Destiny Armed Dragon Return days, you know, those 2007, 2008, you know, you got some Armageddon Knights to do that too. Fill up the graveyard and summon off Dark Arm Dragon. That's just another boss monster. Even though the boss monster of this deck should be Dystopia Guy, I barely brought him out, and whenever I did bring him out, it was satisfying, but it was very brief because he has no way to protect himself, so usually he gets destroyed pretty easily. So with further ado, as I like to say, let's go ahead and go to the replays, and we'll go ahead and check out how these Destiny heroes do in today's meta. I do find it kind of hilarious that the first duel that I'm going to be showcasing is like the least meta duel you'll ever see in your life. I mean, my opponent was playing Ojamas, and obviously Ojamas aren't a very meta deck, and as you will soon see with this replay, that I did not take it easy on him at all. Yeah, I was using this duel almost to showcase the power of like what Destiny heroes could possibly do, and what ultimately they can accomplish whenever, you know, they're against maybe a less known deck or a more rogue deck. But yeah, so I started off my turn, you know, I just summoned Ultimaya Tzolkin and a Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon like a typical Ultimaya Tzolkin player typically would do, and you know, he passes his turn because his deck is very inconsistent, as you can tell by the Mask of Darkness. And I'm just using my Ties of the Brethren to summon a bunch of Destiny heroes, which I find that Ties of the Brethren definitely has a lot of great potential in this deck, and ability to help you gain a little bit of that extra advantage, you know. And I couldn't special summon or attack that turn whenever I activated it. That's why I always find Ties of the Brethren is best whenever it's the first turn of the duel. And right now I'm just styling on him, mainly because I really wanted to summon Dark Arm Dragon, just to have that one duel where I summoned Dark Arm Dragon, you know. Like I said, harken back to those 2007, 2008 duels, and I kind of felt bad, you know. I decided to do a little bit of styling on him. I mean, because at that point I already knew I won the duel, and I was surprised that the guy didn't quit. He's a real trooper for going through with this very convoluted play, and I was just, you know, plussing off a freaking Armageddon Knight. You know, I was thinking about doing Beatrice, but I was like, nah, I think this guy had a wait. No, never mind. I did do Beatrice. I don't even know what I did. And as you can tell, if this deck is left to its own devices, it can definitely bring out a bunch of monsters and do a bunch of things. So we win that duel and move on to our next. Our next was against, obviously, an Odd Eyes Dark Magician player, I believe. And I start off really fast, and I go ahead and start off with a Dystopia Guy, and I obviously use my Instant Fusion to go for Rafflesia. And obviously, the reason why Decision Guy is probably my favorite is simply because he was able to actually get himself back after I was able to fuse with him, which is great because that's something you want to do in a fusion deck. And his turn is a very basic turn, you know. He summons a Noble Dragon because it's the only thing he can pendulum from his hand, then uses the Odd Eyes to search the Dragon Pit Magician. Now he can summon all his monsters. And I'm guessing he assumed that my Trap Tricks Rafflesia was a bluff, and he sure as hell found out real fast that it wasn't a bluff. And I start off my turn with obviously a Resonator Call, and I'm just, whew, at this point it's like, if those two are bluffs, which I found out they ended up being, because they're both Dark Magician support cards. If those two are bluffs, like, I'm just gonna go off this turn, and I just summon freaking Coral Dragon, summon my Ultimaya Tzolkin. This is a first for a Destiny Hero deck. I have a Fusion, an Xyzs, and a Synchro, all on the same field. All I need is a Pendulum and a Ritual, and we have a full house. Anyways, yeah, so with Ultimaya Tzolkin, instead of going for Crystal Wing, I decided to go for the Void Ogre Dragon, because I knew at the end of the turn I was not going to have a hand, and the only thing that he could really stop me with is the Regeki. And I was lucky enough that he did not top deck the Regeki, so instead he decides just to off himself, and that's how we ultimately win. And this is the final duel that we're going to be doing, and the final duel is going to be against YGOPRO Metamorphosis, and if you see it going really fast, it's because I had to speed it up by quite a bit, because it was over 10 minutes in the recording, because my computer is kind of complete garbage. Anyways, yeah, we start off our turn with Dystopia guy and Beatrice, and obviously this guy's going off with his YGOPRO and his Metamorphosis. His Metamorphosis is going off like crazy. He summons Xyzs, because Xyzs, I guess, can't be targeted. I guess he really didn't want to run into that burning abyss. What's his name? Farfa. So yeah, he's popping his own stuff that way he can bring back his stuff that way he can make another Xyzs. He obviously destroys my Dystopia guy. I summon Decision guy, because Decision guy is going to get us something at the end phase. I make Omega, because I thought on YGOPRO that you can actually, just take out a card out of his hand whenever he draws it. Unfortunately, I was completely dead wrong, and it ended up costing me quite a bit, as you'll see, because he automatically activates his supply squad. The reason why I was checking my graveyard to see if I had any better options for the Destiny Hero Decision guy, but I didn't have any options for him other than Diamond Dude. Even though with Diamond Dude I don't know what I could have possibly gotten off the top of my deck that would have helped me against the onslaught that I was about to face. And the reason why I use this duel and in this video is to showcase the exact reason why I don't think this deck can ever compete, especially during the Pendulum era that we're living in, where the dude's got like literally freaking 12 cards on his field. Well, technically 11. He's only one off from a full freaking field, and I'm over here just trying to stay alive with my measly 5 cards. Not enough advantage. And this just proves right here that Metamorphosis YGOPRO is probably going to be tier 1 whenever these two get all the support that they need. And obviously he Metamorphoses fusions and Metamorphosis combinations back a fusion that he had previously, and he knocks out my entire field. I'm left with a bottomless, and at this point I'm like, dude, there's no way I can win. So I just activate it, even though I clearly know that he has Branch of the YGOPRO, the new trap negation card that they decided to give YGOPRO for what reason I don't know. I guess to make them tier 0. And I just crashed my red resonator, because I'm like, dude, there's no way I'm winning this. Like, look at his hand. He's clearly got over like 20 different things, and I just activate freaking cat. I just activate my I love you, cat. Anyways, yeah, I activate my bottomless on whatever, because I'm just like, look at this. He has 12 cards on the field right now, and I have nothing. That just shows you right there that this deck cannot compete. So overall, I give the deck a passing grade, but not an exceptional grade. I give it about a B. I mean, it did actually have a winning record. It had the two. It went 2-1 in the Fun for YGOPRO record book, which is actually, I think, pretty good indeed. What would I do to fix a deck? I might release a video about that in the future, or I could potentially put support into YGOPRO, because I actually know how to insert cards, because I've actually made cards and inserted them before, and I think that would be kind of fun. If you guys want to see that, just leave it down in the comments below. Leave a like, subscribe if you guys want to. Suggest more fun with YGOPROs, more decks, more archetypes, and I guess this is Warhead XX signing out.